Hello and welcome to the topic Alternative Education in India. Education is the most important lever for social, economic and political transformation of a country. The quality and character of the people in a country greatly depend on the education imparted to them at different levels. Education is identified as a major cause of socio-economic and ethnic conflicts in a country. The role of education in a developing country like India is profound, and hence this role is being recognized as being central to progress towards goals for a richer life for all its citizens and the entire society. Education is about developing the whole child. It should therefore aim to foster creative, emotional, moral and spiritual growth as well as intellectual development. The purpose of education is to prepare the young for adult life. This required both presenting relevant information and teaching analytical process and skills that can be broadly applied. Generally, education in India is seen as conservative. The educational institutions and systems in India are slow in adapting themselves to this changing reality. Education is the most powerful tool for change, and hence it can train the minds of the people to cope with the change that is taking place. In the fast changing world of today, no education system can be frozen into a mold. It would need periodic revision and change to enable the educated to grapple with social, economic and technological changes. There have been major shifts in public educational ideology in the last 100 years. Formal school education is one of the common forms of education in India. This mainstream education was based on the system introduced by Lord Macaulay. It believes in necessity of compulsory attendance, fixed curriculum, ability of the child to learn things in a fixed time, etc. In India, from the early 20th century, many education theorists discussed and implemented different forms of education. Traditional learning in India involved students living in gurukulas where they received free food, shelter and education from a guru. The students' progresses were based on tests given by the gurus. The traditional system aimed to nurture students' creativity and personality development. In the recent years, many new alternatives in the field of education were also found out. Many innovative and informal learning methods have been set up in the country. For some parents, the choice of sending their students to private schools is made out of religious conviction or perhaps family tradition. But some parents feel that such schools do not take pains to provide the services they are legally mandated to provide for their children. The most significant and modern symbols that mark changes in education has been the arrival and growth of the special category schools, also known as alternative schools. In today's scenario, most of the parents are working, and being a nuclear family becomes more difficult for them to look into the matters of their children. So, most people living in nuclear families take the option of alternative schooling for their children. Alternative schools are called so because they seek to explore different alternatives in education. This type of education covers all educational activities that fall outside the traditional school system. It includes the different approaches to teaching and learning other than the usual mainstream education, with special and innovative curriculum and flexible program of study based on individual students' interests and needs. A lot of importance is given to the child's psychology at an early stage, which helps the child to think independently and become more responsible. The traditional setup of schools, where the students are made to sit in rows with a blackboard in front of the room, is deliberately discontinued by all alternative schools. Their learning environments are set to put the learner center stage to provide an array of learning resources and to facilitate individual as well as collaborative learning. The special category schools encourage the spirit of inquiry in a child and help them make their choices based on nurturing the child's interests and learning. These models are not striving to be schools and are educating people successfully. A variety of educational alternatives exist at the elementary, secondary and tertiary level in 4 categories: school choice, alternative schools, independent schools and home based education. Alternative schooling in India is prominent mainly in urban cities like Chennai, Bangalore, Kolkata, Mumbai, Pune, New Delhi, etc. This type of learning for children in India is offered by various agencies also for the purpose of promoting education. Some of these agencies are in the form of associations, support group forums, education providers, etc. Still, some agencies provide education facilities through internet. These schools or institutions work in a unique way to try to meet the needs of the millions of students who have found their way out of traditional program. Some of the parents prefer giving education at home, known as homeschooling, as they desire to have more direct control over their children's education. The history of alternative learning. Historically, alternative schools have coexisted with the public education system ever since its inception in the first half of 19th century. The system of public schooling was established to provide a common and culturally unifying educational experience to all the children. Yet, from the beginning itself, many declined to participate in the system and were attracted to alternative education. The roots of many 20th century alternative school movements go back to 3 European philosophers, namely Jean-Jacques Rousseau, Johann Heinrich Pestalozzi and Friedrich Froebel. In 1762, Rousseau argued that the education should follow a child's natural growth rather than the demands of the society. This emphasis later became the primary philosophical basis for all alternative movements in education. In the early 1800s, Pestalozzi, a Swiss humanitarian, opened schools for orphans adapting Rousseau's principles. Friedrich Froebel was a teacher at Pestalozzi's schools. He later found the kindergarten concept. During the late 1800s and early 1900s, there were great changes happening in the world. All things were open for discussion and free thinkers developed and took these matters into different dimensions. The first decades of the 20th century saw the advent of several alternative education movements that proved to be influential even today. It was during the 1960s that alternative education grew into a widespread movement. Educators and writers like Paul Goodman, Jonathan Kozol, John Holt, Herbert Cole, James Herndon, George Denison and Ivan Illich attacked the traditional method of education system and its agenda of social efficiency. They questioned the values and methods of public schooling. The protest against the traditional schooling method resulted in student demonstration and teacher strikes in many countries. The period after this attack was a time of crisis for public education, and thus the spirit of Rousseau, Pestalozzi and Froebel began to seep into the academic circle. Many of these educators as well as founders of progressive education, John Dewey and Francis Parker, and educational pioneers such as Friedrich Froebel, Maria Montessori and Rudolf Steiner believed that education should cultivate the moral, emotional, physical, psychological and spiritual aspects of the developing child. In the 21st century, many teaching practices developed in alternative schools such as student centered learning, independent learning, project based learning, corporate learning, etc. Global alternative education methods. The traditional epistemological approach to learning is different from the philosophy of alternative school movement. In the traditional approach, although children may be legally forced to sit through more than a decade of order and regularity that a formal school demands, not a single administrator of any school can guarantee any form of actual learning. The alternative school philosophy reflects a deep understanding of the needs of the students and their family as a system of human resource. Across the world, there are broad range of alternative forms of education rooted in different philosophies and are based on particular educational concepts. Some alternatives have political and scholarly orientations also. Montessori method of education. One common form of teaching in this manner is done at Montessori schools named after Maria Montessori, whose work formed the basis for the approach used in these schools. Maria Montessori was an Italian pediatrician and psychiatrist who studied child development with a meticulous scientific eyes as well as deep religious faith in the divine essence of human being. Her views of childhood were in some respect identical with those of Froebel. Both defend the child's right to be active, to explore his environment and develop his own inner resources through every form of investigation and creative effort. The Montessori method allows students, especially younger children, to engage in self-motivated learning. Maria Montessori believed that children were born with absorbent minds and were fully capable of self-directed learning. She also believed that children enjoyed and needed long periods of long concentration, and that the traditional educational model with its structured lessons and teacher-driven curriculum inhibited a child's natural development. Montessori and Froebel stand in agreement also in the need for training of the senses. Altogether, the Montessori system carries out far more radically the principle of unrestricted liberty, provides material intended for direct and formal training of the senses, and provides apparatus designed to aid in the purely physical development of the children. The primary goal of Montessori education is to assist the child's development towards independence in the society within which he or she lives. In this method, the child is provided a carefully planned and prepared environment in which he or she has the freedom within limits to do as the child wishes. Steiner Waldorf schools. Australian philosopher and scientist Rudolf Steiner developed an educational model in 1919 that focused on the development of a whole child. It was based on the thoughts, ideas and spiritual insights which Steiner gave of the developing human being. He called it the Waldorf school. His method of education encompasses the child from pre-birth throughout life. He believed that there are 7-year periods of child development. His model of education was based on what he thought should and should not be taught during each of the stages. Steiner believed that the first 7 years of a child's life, a period marked by imitative and sensory based learning, should be devoted in developing a child's non-cognitive abilities. During these years, education is taken up with the nurturing of a strong physical body out of imitation of the practitioner in an enabling home-like environment. According to him, childhood is the shaping of the instrument for the life of the adult. The objective of Rudolf Steiner's education was to aid children so that as men and women they may bring their powers, their own innate and sacred human qualities to greater fulfillment. The Waldorf school provided education which served the freedom of the human spirit. Harkness method of teaching. This educational model was developed by oil magnate and philanthropist Edward Harkness. The method was not based on a specific curriculum or a particular ideology, but rather one important piece of an oval table that is placed in the center of the classroom, where the students sit with their classmates and teacher together. The Harkness table emphasized the discussion among the students, guided and facilitated but not led by an instructor. The individual opinion of the students are revised and rejected at the Harkness table. The main responsibility of the teacher is to ensure that no single student dominates the class. The method was intended to lead to revolution in direct reaction against the all phases to the front teaching methods which was then prevalent. The main idea of Edward Harkness was to maximize the interaction between the students and the instructor and to create a small learning community facilitated by an instructor or coach. Research has supported that this kind of learning method is effective in increasing a student's retention and recall of material. Reggio Emilia method. This educational method was found by Loris Malaguzzi after World War II. Loris Malaguzzi was an integrative thinker inspired from great European progressive education tradition and constructivist psychologists such as John Dewey, Jean Piaget and Lev Vygotsky. His philosophy was based on the belief that children were competent, curious and confident individuals who can thrive in a self-guided learning environment where mutual respect between teachers and students is paramount. This method also emphasizes the importance of parents taking an active role in their children's education. The school is designed to look and feel at home and curriculum is made flexible as per the students' interest areas. The Reggio Emilia approach is not an educational model in formal sense with defined methods, teacher certifications and accreditation process. Instead, the educators speak of their experiences which become a source of reflection and inspiration to the students. The teaching strategies in this method are flexible and allow for input and decision making on the part of all the participants. The teachers carefully prepare the environment to ensure that it provides strong messages about respect for children and for their learning. In working with children, they play a delicate balancing act between engagement and attentive watching. The teachers also act as recorders for the children, helping them to trace and revisit their words and actions. The children in such schools engage in many other forms of activity and play, including pretend play, singing, group games, storytelling, reading, cooking, outdoor play, rest and relaxed and sociable meals together. They become a part of a close-knit group. Homeschooling. Homeschooling is a form of alternative education that is provided to children at home by parents or by tutors instead of sending them to public or private schools. Home learning or home instruction means instruction or learning, at least some of which is through planned activity. There are fixed rules to home education in India. The home program varies greatly from family to family. Many factors should be taken care of when planning to homeschool a child. If a parent has decided to carry out a child's education at home, they have to take resort or private tutors. If this is not possible, the parent will have to take the full responsibility to teach them, and for this the parent should know how to go about teaching their children in the right way. Sometimes training on teaching methods would also be necessary. Advantages of homeschooling. The advantages of homeschooling depend on the person who is teaching the student, their circumstances and their ability to teach them. Some of the advantages of homeschooling are the following. Most homeschool children have the choice to study and learn what they want. Flexible timetable of studies for education is the first and foremost advantage. Control over curriculum is another plus point in homeschooling. The curriculum can be tailored to the child's current interest. Pace of learning is another advantage in home education. How long the child can spend over a subject is up to his or her judgment and according to his or her capacity. Homeschool children can accomplish in a few hours what takes a typical classroom a week or more to cover. Prime concern of safety issue is solved in home learning method. Homeschooling keeps children away from forces that may be corruptive. Homeschooling children are free from exam phobia. Children get more attention from their parents. The parents can devote more time to their child, which helps them in understanding what is important in their child's life. Homeschooling is done largely on a one-on-one basis. So, there can't be a better teacher to student ratio in any type of learning system. In homeschooling, the child competes with himself. Emphasis and attention shifts to each child's forward progress. Conclusion. Progressive education, often called modern education, is an attitude, a belief in experimentation and a commitment to education of all children. Although many of the enlightened educators have embraced the notion of alternative education, many of the others are against this idea. Before the coming of alternative education, it was believed that everyone should learn in the same way and that it was sufficient to follow a common curriculum. The alternative school movement has helped to recognize that different people learn in different ways. There are so many parents who feel that it is difficult to thrive in the conventional system. Amongst the various criticism of traditional education include the following: emphasis on grades rather than actual learning, emphasis on rote memorization, lack of creativity and critical thinking, no account for varied learning styles, no space for assent or disagreement, lack of consideration for students' ideas, no freedom to choose curriculum of students' choice. Freedom of choice continues to be a major issue in educational process. There is demand for an atmosphere that acknowledges the essential and unique need for safety, trust and recovery from many years of failure for the youth of today. The environment of alternative education invites discovery and inspires curiosity and participation because here students are actively engaged in their education. But in the alternative education, students need opportunities to prove their worthiness as citizens and as individuals. In fact, researchers have supported that a learner responsible model of learning is more effective than a teacher responsible one. Ivan Illich in his book Deschooling Society and James Maffett in his book The Universal Schoolhouse envisions the idea of a public school system, outlining its usefulness in the years to come. Till date, alternative education was isolated and had little influence on mainstream educational thinking and policy. But in the postmodern era, alternative schools and homeschooling is gaining importance as thousands of families and educators are turning to more democratic and person-centered values. Now, you can try to answer the questions given here. What led to the changes in traditional method of learning in the field of education? Which is the most common form of alternative education methods followed globally? What are the advantages of homeschooling method? What are the disadvantages of the traditional method of learning? Now, you can go through the reference books given. Alternative Education, written by Rao V.K., published by APH Publishing Corporation, New Delhi in the year 2008. Alternative Approaches to Education, written by Carney F., published by Routledge Flammer, New York in the year 2003. The Montessori Method, written by Montessori M., published by Start Publishing LLC, United States of America in the year 2012. Understanding the Steiner-Waldorf Approach, written by Nicole J. and Taplin J.T., published by Routledge, United States of America in the year 2012. Early Childhood Education, written by Rebecca S.N. and Cochran M., published by Library and Congress Cataloging in Publication Data, United States of America in the year 2007. Thank you for watching this program. We can meet again with another topic. Have a nice day.